Most people buy the wrong TV, not because they didn't research enough, but because the industry is built to confuse you. QLED, OLED, QD-OLED, Mini LED, Neo QLED, it is a deliberate alphabet soup designed to make you feel like you need to spend more than you do. Today, we cut through all of it. We are counting down the only 10 TVs in 2026 actually worth buying. From budget picks that destroy what you think $50 buys you, to a number one that produces an image so close to perfect that every other TV in your price range will look broken by comparison. Whether you are furnishing a first apartment on a tight budget or building a dedicated home cinema with zero compromises, this list has the right answer for you. Stay until number 1. That pick is genuinely something different. Number 10. Insignia F30 Series. Let us start here with the most important thing most TV reviewers will not say plainly. The Insignia F30 series is the proof that exceptional picture quality at entry-level pricing is not a myth. It is a deliberate product decision that a brand either makes or refuses to make. Insignia makes it. The F30 is an Amazon exclusive, and that relationship matters because it gives the F30 direct access to Fire TV's most current software platform, keeping the interface fast, clean, and consistently updated without the bloat that plagues competing budget smart TV implementations. The 4K UHD panel with HDR10 support delivers color volume and contrast that renders streaming content, Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, in exactly the quality those platforms deliver it. The LED backlighting handles well-lit living rooms competently, and the direct Fire TV integration means Alexa voice control, seamless app access, and hands-free navigation are native features rather than afterthoughts. For casual everyday viewing, sports, news, streaming series, the F30 performs its role without drama and without asking you to think about picture settings. At around $119 for a 55-inch configuration, the Insignia F30 series is the most accessible machine on this list. It earns its place not by competing with what is above it, but by utterly destroying everything beside it at the same price. Number 9. Hisense A6 Series. Here is an uncomfortable truth that premium TV brands have spent years and significant marketing budgets trying to suppress. Hisense has been manufacturing panels for major premium brands for decades, and the A6 series is what happens when those manufacturing capabilities are applied to a product that is sold under Hisense's own name at a fraction of the price. The A6 series delivers a 4K Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus capable panel that handles the full range of streaming HDR formats without compromise. The MEMC motion enhancement technology reduces motion blur during fast-moving content, sports broadcasts, action sequences, live events, with a smoothness that competing sets at this price tier simply cannot replicate. The DTS Virtual X audio processing creates perceived spatial sound from the built-in speakers, meaningfully improving the listening experience without requiring an external soundbar for everyday viewing. The VDAA Smart TV platform is lightweight, responsive, and free from the slowdown that accumulates on heavier operating systems over time. Dolby Atmos pass-through ensures that if you do add a soundbar or AV receiver, the audio chain remains uncompromised from source to speaker. At around $279 for a 55-inch panel, the Hisense A6 series is the machine that makes spending significantly more very difficult to justify for viewers who primarily stream content from a couch at a normal viewing distance. Number 8. TCL4 Series. The TCL4 series occupies precisely the right position in the market, the point at which a TV transitions from a functional display into a genuinely enjoyable viewing experience. TCL has built its reputation on understanding exactly where that threshold sits and engineering specifically to reach it without unnecessary cost inflation. The Roku TV integration is the headline advantage here, and it is a meaningful one. Roku's operating system is the most intuitive, the most stable, and the most consistently updated smart TV platform available at any price point. It does not require you to think about it, and that is the highest praise a smart TV platform can earn. The 4K HDR panel with local dimming provides contrast improvement over flat LED implementations, creating deeper blacks and more convincing bright highlights during HDR content playback. The voice remote with dedicated streaming service buttons, Roku's channel store with access to over 500,000 streaming titles, and private listening through the Roku mobile app complete a package that punches confidently above its price. Build quality is clean and minimal. No unnecessary design complexity, no aggressive styling. Just a well-built frame around a capable panel. At around $249 for a 55-inch version, the TCL 4 series is the smart TV platform benchmark at the budget tier. No other operating system at this price is as fast, as reliable, or as simply pleasant to use every single day. Number 7. Vizio V-Series. The Vizio V-Series is the machine for the buyer who has done enough research to know that picture quality is determined by panel technology and processing, not by how much the brand spends on celebrity endorsements. Vizio has always prioritized display engineering over marketing theater, and the V-Series is the most direct expression of that philosophy at an accessible price point. The active full-array local dimming with up to 12 dimming zones produces black levels and contrast ratios that flat LED competitors in the same price range cannot approach. Local dimming is the single most impactful picture quality feature below OLED panel technology, and the V-Series delivers it at a price where most brands still offer edge-lit panels with no dimming control whatsoever. Dolby Vision IQ and HDR10+ adaptive support means the TV adjusts tone mapping in real time based on the ambient light in your room, a feature that makes a demonstrable difference in picture accuracy across changing viewing conditions throughout the day. The V-Series also supports HDMI 2.1 with 4K at 120 Hz on the gaming input, a specification that matters for current generation console owners using Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5, where 120 FPS gameplay is increasingly standard. SmartCast's built-in Apple AirPlay 2 and Chromecast support removes the need for additional streaming devices entirely. At around $329 for a 55-inch panel, the Vizio V-Series is the local dimming benchmark at its tier. It is purpose-built and zero pretension. Number 6. Amazon Fire TV Omni Series. The Amazon Fire TV Omni Series is the machine that Amazon built when it stopped treating budget TV buyers as an afterthought and started treating them as the primary audience. The difference in ambition between the Omni Series and every other Amazon television is immediate, in panel specification, in processing capability, and in the depth of smart home integration that makes this TV more than a display. The Omni Series introduces ambient display capability that transforms the TV screen into a living room presence even when you are not watching content, displaying artwork, weather, calendar events, and smart home camera feeds through a persistent ambient mode that competing budget sets simply cannot replicate. The 4K QLED panel in the Omni QLED configuration delivers quantum dot color enhancement that expands the color gamut beyond what standard LED panels produce. Colors are more saturated, more accurate, and more visually convincing across both SDR and HDR content. The deep Alexa integration decommunicates not just voice search, but genuine smart home control. allows this TV to serve as a central hub for lighting, thermostats, doorbells, and security cameras without a separate Echo device. Hands-free Alexa means you never need to locate a remote for basic commands. At around $399 for a 55-inch QLED configuration, the Amazon Fire TV Omni Series delivers smart home integration depth that premium brands charge 4 times as much to provide. Number 5. TCL 6 Series QLED. This is where the list crosses a threshold that changes the conversation entirely. The TCL 6 Series QLED is not competing with the budget TVs below it. It is competing directly with premium sets from Samsung, LG, and Sony at prices those brands would not go near, and it wins enough of those comparisons to make the entire premium TV segment uncomfortable. The mini LED backlighting with over 240 full-array local dimming zones is the engineering headline here, and it produces a result that is genuinely striking in a dark room. Mini LED allows TCL to place dramatically more individual light control zones across the panel than standard LED arrays, producing contrast performance that approaches OLED territory in dark scene content without the peak brightness limitations that OLED panels impose. The QLED quantum dot layer expands color volume to cover over 96% of the DCI P3 color space, the standard used for cinema color mastering, which means film content displays with the chromatic accuracy its creators intended. Dolby Vision IQ, HDR10 Plus adaptive, and HLG support covers every HDR format currently in use across streaming, physical media, and broadcast. The Roku TV platform delivers the same best-in-class smart TV experience found in the 4 series, but running on substantially more powerful hardware, keeping the interface smooth and responsive as the app ecosystem grows. 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs supporting 4K at 144 Hz for gaming, along with auto game mode and variable refresh rate support, make the 6 series the finest gaming TV available below $600. At around $549 for a 55-inch panel, the TCL 6 Series QLED is the clearest value proposition on this list. Nothing else at this price comes close. Number 4. Hisense U8 Series. The Hisense U8 series is the machine that finally forces the conversation about whether premium brand pricing is justified, because it delivers mini LED performance that rivals sets costing twice as much, and it does so without apology or asterisk. This is Hisense's flagship mini LED offering, and it represents the most serious challenge to established premium TV brands that the mid-tier market has ever produced. The mini LED panel with over 1,000 local dimming zones achieves peak brightness figures above 2,000 nits, a specification that most premium QLED competitors cannot match, and that makes HDR content genuinely revelatory. Highlights bloom with intensity, while dark regions maintain genuine depth, producing HDR performance that rewards premium streaming sources and 4K Blu-ray discs with a visual impact that justifies the format's existence. The U8 runs on Google TV, which provides access to the full Android app ecosystem, including native support for Disney+, Netflix, YouTube, and every major streaming service alongside Google Assistant and Chromecast built in. The 120 Hz native panel refresh rate with VRR and ALLM support makes this one of the finest gaming TVs at its price, responsive, fast, and compatible with both PS5 and Xbox Series X at full capability. Dolby Atmos and DTS-X audio processing through the integrated speakers produces room-filling sound that makes the case against buying a soundbar surprisingly well. At around $699 for a 65-inch configuration, the Hisense U8 series is the most aggressive value statement in the premium mid-tier space. What it does for this price has no business existing at this price. Number 3. Samsung QN85B Neo QLED. The Samsung QN85B Neo QLED is where Samsung's most mature display engineering meets a price point that serious buyers can actually justify. And the result is a television that performs at a level that Samsung's own marketing understates. Neo QLED is Samsung's mini LED implementation, and the QN85B applies it with a precision that produces some of the finest, bright room picture quality available in any television at any price. Samsung's Quantum Matrix technology controls over 10,000 individual mini LED zones across the panel, achieving a granularity of local dimming that eliminates the blooming artifacts that earlier mini LED implementations produced around bright objects on dark backgrounds. The result is a display that handles cinema content, sports broadcasts, and gaming simultaneously without requiring profile switching or picture mode adjustment. The Neural Quantum Processor 4K uses a 20-layer neural network to analyze and upscale content in real time. Standard definition, HD, and 4K content all benefit from processing that makes source material look more detailed and more natural than the original signal contains. Tizen OS is the most capable smart TV platform Samsung has built, with native support for gaming hubs, 144 Hz gaming modes across all 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs, and seamless integration with Samsung Galaxy devices through SmartThings. The One Connect box, routing all cables through a single thin cable to the TV, is a cable management solution that competitors have spent years failing to replicate adequately. At around $1,099 for a 65-inch panel, the Samsung QN85B Neo QLED is the finest non-OLED television available in 2026. For bright living rooms and mixed-use environments, nothing above this price delivers a proportionate improvement in the viewing experience. Number 2. LG C4 OLED. The LG C4 OLED is the television that the display industry spent 15 years building toward east, And it delivers on that promise with a completeness that makes the question of what a perfect home television looks like feel genuinely answered. LG's OLED technology operates on a principle that LED panels of every generation cannot replicate. Every pixel is its own light source. When the content requires black, the pixel turns off completely, and there is no backlight to bleed through, no dimming zone too large to control with precision. The black is the absence of light, absolute, unconditional, and stunning. The C4's A9 AI processor Gen 7 takes that foundational panel advantage and elevates it further, applying AI-based scene analysis to optimize brightness, color, and contrast for every frame of content in real time. The processor identifies the content type, film, sports, gaming, HDR, and applies the appropriate processing profile automatically, removing the manual calibration burden from the viewer entirely. Brightness on the C4 reaches peak levels that address the primary criticism leveled at previous OLED generations. The panel is luminous enough to perform convincingly in moderately bright rooms, not just in dedicated dark home cinema environments. The gaming specifications are the finest available in any television. 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, each capable of 4K at 144 Hz with full VRR, ALLM, and G-Sync and FreeSync Premium Pro support simultaneously. Input lag measures under 1 ms in game mode, a figure that wired controllers cannot improve upon. The WebOS 24 smart TV platform is fast, intuitive, and supported with a depth of streaming and smart home integration that matches any competing platform. At around $1,299 for a 55-inch panel, the LG C4 OLED is the reference television for every viewing scenario except the brightest rooms. For darkroom cinema, gaming, and critical content viewing, it remains uncompromised. Number 1. Sony Bravia XR A95L QD-OLED. The Sony Bravia XR A95L QD-OLED is not the best TV on this list, in the way that a slightly better version of something familiar might claim that title. It is the best TV on this list because it represents a convergence of display technology, processing intelligence, and acoustic engineering that produces an experience so complete, so deliberately and uncompromisingly realized, that it changes what you expect television to feel like permanently. Samsung Display's QD-OLED panel technology combines quantum dot color enhancement with OLED's pixel-level light control to produce color volume, brightness, and black level performance simultaneously that neither technology achieves independently. The A95L extracts the maximum from that panel with Sony's Cognitive Processor XR. Not a conventional image processor, but a system designed to replicate how human vision perceives content rather than simply optimizing for measurable specifications. The difference this creates in real viewing is not subtle. Textures appear with a depth that feels three-dimensional. Faces carry micro-expression detail that standard processing flattens. Film grain is preserved as intentional creative texture rather than eliminated as noise. Content looks the way it was graded in the color suite where it was made, and that is a distinction that matters more than any specification on a comparison chart. XR Triluminous. Pro color processing covers 100% of the DCI-P3 color space with accuracy that meets professional mastering monitor standards. Netflix, Disney Plus, and Apple TV Plus calibration modes apply the exact tone mapping parameters those platforms recommend for professional monitoring. Your living room television produces the same image the colorist approved in post-production. The Acoustic Surface Audio Plus technology drives the screen itself as a speaker. 4 actuators embedded behind the panel vibrate the display surface to produce sound that emanates from the same position as the visual it accompanies. Dialogue sounds like it comes from the actor's mouth on screen. Effects sound positioned precisely in the space where they appear visually. The unity of image and sound is a presentational achievement that no conventional speaker below screen arrangement can replicate. The HDMI 2.1 inputs support 4K at 120 Hz with full VRR and ALLM, and Sony's exclusive features for PlayStation 5, including Auto HDR tone mapping and Auto Genre Picture Mode, create a native PS5 integration that is unique to Sony hardware and genuinely enhances the PlayStation gaming experience beyond what any other television provides. Google TV delivers the broadest smart TV app ecosystem available with the fastest, most stable interface Sony has shipped on any Bravia product. The remote, the stand, the cable management system, every aspect of the physical ownership experience is considered and executed with a precision that the price demands and the product delivers. At around $2,099 for a 55-inch panel,